Hi, my name's Sebastian, and this is my presentation on effects of alcohol on power and strength performance. Alcohol and the athlete continue to be linked together both within the media and quantitatively in the literature. The detrimental effects of alcohol on human physiology has been well documented, with acute alcohol ingestion affecting many aspects of metabolism, neural function, decreased testosterone, cardiovascular physiology, thermoregulation, hydration, and skeletal muscle weakness. Alcohol has lots of major effects on the body. This causes dehydration, which is a loss of liquids in the body, and it also causes loss or imbalance of electrolytes and acetaldehyde. This means the body's not working properly, which makes it harder for muscle recovery and muscle synthesis. A day after drinking, the body tends to feel fatigue and sluggish. There's no motivation for any type of exercise. If you bench drink per se 750 milliliters of alcohol between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., it'll take the body about 16 to 17 hours for it to process and get rid of the alcohol that was consumed. The body is also dehydrated, causing it for it to be a harder process. Aerobic performance has shown to decrease as a result of consuming alcohol post-exercise. The chemical processes which take place during aerobic metabolism are negatively altered due to alcohol consumption. Altered chemicals processes due to alcohol ingestion can cause an increase in lactate production, which can be a factor in poor aerobic performance. Alcohol also creates dehydration. Dehydration is associated with a reduction in aerobic performance. Research also shows that a significant decrease in average peak isometric, concentric, eccentric torques when consuming alcohol post-exercise. The body takes a major beating due to alcohol. Testosterone is a major factor in power and strength performance. If you drink about 40 grams of alcohol, there's little to no testosterone change. Once you get to 150 grams or more, testosterone decreases about 23%, and it'll take the body 36 hours or so to recover and go back to its normal levels. This slows down muscle protein synthesis and creates greater amount of oxidation in the muscles. Post-exercise alcohol intoxication interferes with the free testosterone and serum testosterone. Testosterone is heavily involved in muscle adaptation induced by training programs that utilize resistance training. The level of alcohol intoxication seems to play an important part in how testosterone levels are affected. It is shown that greater amount of alcohol consumed, the greater amount of damage that is inflicted in the testosterone levels. The metabolism is also greatly affected when drinking alcohol. The body usually uses glucose and fat as a source of energy. Once alcohol is added, the body will stop the use of glucose and fat and store it away. Alcohol is turned into acetaldehyde, which is later turned into acetic acid and lastly into acetylcholine. This is what the body starts to use as a source of energy. Alcohol intake has demonstrated to impair metabolic pathways that result in the generation of glucose and reduce muscle glycogen stores. Glucose availability plays a pivotal role in endurance, performance, and further readily available stores of energy are necessary to fuel protein synthesis during muscle recovery from exercise. Skeletal muscle is likely to undergo several detrimental actions in response to alcohol consumption. Chemical processes taking place within the muscle are disrupted, resulting in impairment of excitation and contraction process occurring in the muscle. Increased blood flow to exercised areas in the body is common following intense training. It is often recommended to include treatments of ice baths or compression following training to reduce blood flow to the stressed areas. Alcohol's vasodilation effects can cause an increase of blood flow to damaged areas, prolonging the recovery period. Alcohol has also major effects on the brain. It slows down motor coordination. It makes it harder for an athlete to train. After a night of heavy drinking, an individual can lose up to 7 days worth of training. This individual is technically set back and will not have the same physical strength that would have been there if there was no alcohol involved. It also has cognitive impairment. The brain can enter a cerebral vascular dementia state, which means parts of the brain start to starve from oxygen and blood deprivation, and brain matter and neurons begin to shrink and begin to die. The white matter of the brain that gives functions and demands throughout the body begin to decay. This affects your capability to create and exert an efficient amount of energy to maintain strength and power throughout workouts. If you are an athlete that's big on power and strength training, just know that the more you drink, the less you gain. I'm not saying alcohol is bad, but binge drinking affects the body in many ways. Next time you go out, just make the right choices and know the amount you drink. Thank you, and I appreciate your attention throughout my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something new about the effects of alcohol in regards with power and strength performance.